Good morning. Welcome to Winnipeg. Sunshiny Winnipeg again. Yep. But a little bit cool. Okay, now, we did see the sunrise this morning. And if a person was to look very, very closely, you can sort of see the silhouette of the walkers going across the bridge and coming back. If I remember to dub it in. And I probably will. Okay, now, got a couple of comments about the what the engines look like. And our friend Martin told me where to look in that video. You know, the walkthrough that I was talking about, where the guy goes through the real submarine. And so I went and I looked at it yesterday, and sure enough, there it was. And if I remember, I'm going to put a link in the bottom of the description to today's video where you can click on it, and it should take you directly to where the guy that is going through the submarine. And very, very clearly you can see that the push rods are blue. and they're quite large in diameter. I don't know why they'd have to be that as big as they are, but I guess that's the way they did it. Also, our friend Vic sent us a photograph, which I'm going to try and dub in right now. Okay, and clearly you can see the push rods are blue, so I'm going to do them blue. And then, later I was noticing that the photo that Brian had sent, I guess a couple of months ago, remember Brian sent a bunch of photos of his completed sub, and one of them shows the engine, and he's done it in blue. So I guess the push rods are going to be blue on mine as well. I'm sure I've got blue paint. Anyway, yeah, so let's continue on here. I think today is going to be pretty much taken up with trying to get these photo etch parts. Oh, and in that photo that Vic sent, you can clearly see the little valves that we're going to be making. You know, the ones that we're talking about. Do we paint the taps red or do we just leave them brass? You can see them really clear on the real thing. So yeah, that's kind of neat. But once again, that's the way it's painted now. What it was like in 1944 or whenever the boat was new, I don't know. But most likely that's the way it was. Okay, let's continue on here. Try and get some of these pieces to put together here. Somebody was suggesting I could paint these taps while they're still on the fret, and I think that might. I should try that. I should try that. I know that. It's not that I've never painted stuff when it's still on the brass. I call this thing a fret, but maybe I don't know what you call it. Anyway, if you remember, even way back to the Bismarck build, I painted the railings for the Bismarck. Well, at least I think I did. Well, they were still on the fret, and it seemed to work out okay. But I didn't brush them, I sprayed them. Does that mean maybe I should be spraying these? Well, I wonder how that red paint would spray. It's sort of it's not an enamel, but it's a gloss. Anyway, it's a thought. It might be maybe it's a good thought. Military modeler Paul was, I'm complaining about how it always takes so long to set up and then clean up and put everything away when I want to spray something, and he was saying that he doesn't have that problem because his spray booth is always ready to go. And well, mine kind of is. It kind of is. It's just, you can't see it. It's just over to your left there. But it's it's not a huge deal. I don't know why I make such a big deal of it every time. Maybe it's because I have to stand up. No, it's not getting that bad. Well, yeah, it kind of is. I'm getting terrible lazy. Okay, let's move on here and decide what are we going to do. Should I try and brush these very, very carefully, and then glue them on, because that would mean I'd have to glue these and make these little paint these little valve stems. Look like they were painted black, although in Vic's picture it almost looked like they were, parts of them were blue. So I don't know. It's not a big deal, I guess. The main thing is that I get these smaller parts to contrast against what this is going to be. So, okay. Yeah, school's back. Oh, you know, it's kind of funny. That same bus, it drops a kid off just around the corner. And twice I got myself behind it when I was coming back from my motorcycle ride. And Murphy's Law, you know, and it drops off a handicapped kid in a wheelchair. And so he takes his time unloading the kid, and then he talks to the parent. He visits with the parent. Well, I'm sitting there trying, you know, and you can't pass because the lights are flashing back and forth, and you can't pass a school bus when the lights are flashing and the little stop sign is out, you know. But you sure wanna, because he's just visiting. I was aggravated. It happened twice. So now I make sure that if I happen to see that bus, I come around the other way. Oh my goodness. That has nothing to do with this. Let's push stop here. I think maybe part of the problem is I'm just undecided as how to proceed here today. But I wanna get you know, at the end of the day, I like to be you know, a little bit closer to step 43. Okay, let's push stop and get reorganized here. Sorry. Okay, here's the plan. I think I'm going to try and spray these little taps right here red. So what I've done is I have removed this section here, because this is the only thing I want to paint. And I was thinking that possibly these might look good red as well. Now, you will notice on these ones here, they are connected in two places. They're connected rather, you might say, heavy duty on this side and very light duty on this side. But I'm thinking that maybe what I'll do is, in order to not disturb the paint job, you might say, what I'll do is I will cut the heavy duty side loose and remove it, and just leave the very thin one here. We almost need the macro lens to see this. Now I'm hoping this is not going to turn out to be a disaster, but the thin one should be enough. Well, right now the plastic is still on there. Maybe I can see if I can get rid of that very carefully here. Sometimes trying to do stuff on camera turns out to be a disaster. But it's fun. Yeah. Okay. So that's loose. So I gotta remember now that these pieces are no longer supported by the backing. Yeah, we'll just put the macro lens on, and we'll cut one and just see how strong, you might say, this other little one is. We're gonna need the macro lens for it for sure. Okay, about 5 minutes ago, Missy the dog went down the street, and so she's going to be at my door with her waggly tail very shortly. Now this one here, okay, I wonder if maybe I could get it better if I turn this over. See, my thinking is if I nip this off right now, like that, okay, and then we will remove this piece here, like that, okay. Now, yeah, you can see here that this smaller one is enough to hold it, and it'll be will do a lot less damage when I nip the smaller one. At least that's my thinking on this. Yeah, why can I not feel that? Normally I can feel it, but I can't feel it this time. Maybe just come in at a bit of an angle here. Okay, is that one loose? Didn't do quite as good a job on that one, did I? Okay, that one's loose. Did I get that one? I think so, yeah. There we go. There are 6 of these. Having trouble with this one. There we go. And the last one here. Okay. Now the idea is that we should be able to paint this with the spray, and these other ones here, they're where are they here? Oh yeah. Okay, these other 6. They don't have two connections. They just have the one main connection, so there's nothing we can do about it. Well, Missy, I want you to know that I put my jacket on for you so that...
Everything is too wet.
Oh, everything's too wet? And here I put my jacket on for nothing. Okay, it's too wet, Missy. We can't go and have our little visit. That's too bad. That's too bad, yeah. She says, never mind. I'm waiting for the treat. Yeah, I'm waiting for the treat.
Thank you for your kindness, Ron.
Everything's too wet. Yeah, there's moisture on the car still.
Yeah. Not warm enough to dry the dew. I'll see you later.
You betcha. Take care. Okay, Missy the dog. Missy the dog. Now that didn't go as planned. I put my jacket on and everything to go out there and have a little visit with Max. And unfortunately, it was a little bit on the wet side, so we didn't do it. However, let's continue on here. Oh, well, I'm thinking of it. Where's my insect aspirator here? There we go. All right. So yesterday evening, I Googled, why is there so many fruit flies in my house? Well, I'm thinking now that maybe they are not fruit flies. They might be what's known as drain flies. They breed in the drains in your sink. Well, that's and they say that fruit flies have red eyes and drain flies are sort of a brown fly. So this morning I sucked a couple of them up here in my insect aspirator, and well, I've got 2 live ones in there right now. I'm going to take a look at them. I got to figure out how to get take the lid off without them flying and being gone. Maybe I should wait until they look like they're almost dead and then take them out of there. But anyway, interesting. Yeah, small things amuse small minds, they say. And these are small things, believe me. Okay, let's continue on with more small things. Okay, a few minutes ago, I was realizing that this wheel that you see right here, it also has to be painted red. So now's the time to do it. And I was trying to find something that would be the same size as this shaft to support the wheel on, so that the wheel could be, held like this, and then I could spray it. But I couldn't find anything, so what I did was I've glued just let me zoom you in a bit. I've glued the actual piece, the V4, into it, and that is going to be our support rod. I'm just going to have to be really careful here, not to break it. It's not quite dry yet, but it's at least I got it on straight finally. Yeah. Okay, let's just let that dry now and continue to set up. We may not be able to spray today. It's getting late. What do we got here? It's almost 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And Monday, Wednesday, Friday I get a coffee visitor, so I can't let this run too long because I haven't done the final edit, obviously. Anyway, yeah, let's just continue on. We're probably going to spray tomorrow now, but at least we'll get everything all lined up and ready to go. Okay, here's another thought. As long as I'm all set up to spray, I was thinking I may as well do this engine block, the green that it's supposed to be. And I was thinking, well, is there anything else that has to be green? And yeah, I believe that this piece has to be green. Somebody mentioned they thought I got the handles on wrong, but I don't think so. I think maybe what they were seeing is when I was mounting this piece, it was upside down. So it did look like the handles were reversed. But if we straighten it up, then we can see that I think I've got it right. I didn't actually check. I just took for granted that I got it right. But yeah, there's probably about 30 or more little tiny pieces here that should also be the darker gray. And I was going to do it the 77 if I'm not mistaken. And may as well do all of this stuff. These ones right here, I suppose really I should be zooming you in. These are the ones that I think there's a total of 12 push rods altogether. These are 6 of them, but I'm thinking what I could do is paint this the 77, the top part. You know what, I should really be moving in a little bit here and see if it stays sharp if I move in. Not really. Okay, sometimes that works and sometimes it doesn't. Okay. I'm going to call it quits here. I'm starting to lose I'm losing my mojo, I'm losing my train of thought, and I'm losing my ability to focus right when I zoom in. Things are really bad when that happens. Yeah, I'm going to call it quits here for today. So thanks for watching, everybody. All being well, we'll see you tomorrow at the spray booth. All being well.